were kind of bold.
Right.
You were like, what do you think it means? And then you let the floodgates open up.
Yeah, I did. I was like, here we go.
When you started to tell them, you're like, I'm gay, and what else? Because you said there was a lot. You talked about the fact that you had been sexually abused.
So when I had been raped in a public bathroom at a mall.
Wow.
When I was 12. But
and they knew about that.
Well, they were there when it happened, but they didn't know that. I mean, we just have to turn it to Oprah and get like really deep.
Let's go. This is where we're here. It looks silly around here, sweetie, but this is a story that I think is important to tell.
Right. And well, that's what's so interesting because I had no idea about Blair. So and I didn't talk about it on the show. So after Blair had showed her experience, I was just like, girl, like I am there with you. Like it was just very shocking to hear afterwards.
So when that happened to you, you were 12, and what was the scenario?
I went to the bathroom by myself. Shit went down in the bathroom. Got pulled under the stall.
Wow.
I got away, but before I got away, I was young, and the man was like, "If you tell anyone, I'll kill you and your family."
Yeah, all that kind of thing.
So the cops came and they pulled us into a dressing room, my dad, I came out of the bathroom a mess and crying. My dad goes into the bathroom, he's kicking down the doors and stuff, right, to go after the guy. So the guy is trying to go to the parking lot. The cops come, they pull us into a small dressing room. They sit us down in front of each other and they listen to the story. And the cops were like, "Did this man touch you?" And we're literally this close. And I was just like, "No."
Right, because you're scared. This be scary as hell.
Right, to be having the person looking, sitting there looking at you. So I was like, "No." So they let him go, but there was a report made and
So they knew what happened, but the truth had never really come out.
Right.
Yeah.
They knew that something went down, but I said that nothing happened.
Right.
I just got uncomfortable and left the bath. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah, because you're a kid and to get that all out there when the guy's standing right in front of you.
Yeah, I was young enough to believe this man, but by the time I got old enough to know it was a lie, I didn't want to disappoint my family in believing that I couldn't trust them to tell them that. But it wasn't that. It was just things are different when you're young and you have a different mind process. But you should know that it's okay and to always speak up and to say when it happens because you're going to have a long road of recovery and that's not fair for yourself.
Yeah.
So
gonna fuck with your head for years and years to come.
Yeah.
So that also shows layers of their relations to you and the evil gay entity.
Right.
So they get a vision into their head.
Yeah. So they were really wigged out and heartbroken over that, to hear that for the first time, you know?
Right.
And of course that was really hard for me to deal with growing up. I had not resentment, but it made me angry for something
Yeah, because someone attacked you, assaulted you.
Yeah.
So you let them know all of that, who you were, and then what was the next thing that happened?
The option came up to go to the church and have this exorcism. I wasn't ever thrown into a car and done anything against my will. I cried out. I was desperate and would try anything to be happy. And at that time, I didn't know if praying the gayer way would work or not. We went to the church. We did the whole cleanse exorcism thing, which was probably about 2 hours. It was really awkward. It was just you had to...
What did they take me through it? You're there in a room. There's a person in robes,
No, they were dressed as normal people.
Okay.
They were just went grocery shopping and they had to stop and do an exorcism.
Gotta get this exorcism real quick, sweetie. I'll be back in an hour. He's extra gay.
Oh, extra gay. There was a prayer warrior who sat directly in front of me and had my hands. You had to keep your feet solidly, your soles on the ground. You had to keep your mouth open at all times. You weren't just allowed to sit there with your mouth closed. You had to keep direct eye contact.
Wow.
You had to list everyone you've ever had a sexual encounter with, first and last names.
First and last names?
Oh, yeah. Because it could be any Dan. Right? We needed to know which Dan it was.
And then, was that anyone that you knew from the community that they also knew?
I think a couple names were said that my mom and dad were standing there.
Wow.
For that. And so, mom was crying, dad was red-faced. There were a couple, I made up a couple names.
Do you have to go back to that over and over again? Or was that
that was it was the initial
The initial
the
exorcism.
that was the big one,
Right.
you know, and then you just have therapy after that. So you come out of this process. I came out and I was like, whoa, I'm a new man. Like I feel so different, and I thought that change could be that I'm straight now, but what the real change is that I had a new start. Like I had no secrets. There was nothing that no one didn't know about me, and I literally have a fresh start to life.
Right.
Like all of my unhappiness was not having communication and not being honest, and yeah.
So how did you get out of it? So you were doing it a couple times. You're 20,
Yeah.
so you could do whatever you want, really.
Right.
You thought, maybe now I'm straight. But then they had been giving you messages like gay love doesn't exist, and
Right.
all
You'll
gay
always be
love is about drugs.
Drugs, lust, it's a perversion, all of it, just like you'll never be happy, blah, 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 successful, all of that stuff. And I was just like, I just had, like, it just snapped inside of me, and I knew that I wasn't straight, like this wasn't making me straight.
Right, you didn't start dating girls or
right.
any of that. Or did you try at the first? No.
No, like, I thought about it, and I had a couple of those crazy conversations with maybe a couple of girls out there, but sorry about that. Not sorry about that, because like...
That's a never loved you to those ladies. Sorry, sweetie, thanks for the coffee, never loved you.
They're great, though. They're really, really great.
So you realized...
Yeah, I packed up my car. Like I said, I gotta go to New York, and I was like...
New York City!
Yeah, I was like, we're not doing this. We've gotta go. We've gotta go, and we gotta get happy.
And so you did.
We did.
You went. Where did you first live in New York?
Oh my gosh.
Where was your first New York apartment? That's always an interesting story.
My first New York apartment was on 119th Street and Madison Avenue.
Okay.
Right?
She's an East Side girl.
She's an East Side girl. Watch out. There was a rose in Spanish Harlem.
There was.
She's gone now. She was used in a blue. She turned purple.
And you moved there with nothing, like $400 in 2 suitcases.
Literally that. How did you know? I probably said it somewhere before. You did your research.
Yeah, do the research here, sweetie.
Yeah, because I had to make it happen, and that's all the money I could wrangle up at the time.
That's the thing, is at that time you still could move to New York with $400.
Well,
I don't know if you can do it now.
Listen, I shared a room with someone for like 2 months before I could like get my own room and like sublet and like make life happen. So it was close quarters for a second. It was like really tricky. Like I gotta make something happen.
Yeah.
I'm feeling so unhappy because I'm not doing anything artistically fulfilling. And at that time, I was going to Bob the Drag Queen and Thorgy Thor's show. Bob the Drag Queen show at Barracuda every Monday night, and then Thorgy and Ezra's show Tuesday nights at the Ritz, Our Lady of Saliva. Do you know?
I don't know. I had moved by then.
Oh my God. It was everything. I wish there were a show that could just I wish Saliva could come back.
What was it like? What made it so magical?
It just felt so underground and dark. I remember there was this queen that people really turned crazy, mind-blowing shit. There was this amazing New York City queen. Her name is Jasmine Rice LaBeija. I remember...
Jasmine Rice LaBeija?
From the Royal House of LaBeija.
Oh, well, but of course, sweetie.
Love her. She's everything. There you go. Hey, Queen! I remember that I was out on one of my first dates with my fiance, Mark. We were at Our Lady of Saliva, and Jasmine Rice got up and she did this Whitney Houston number where she was like in this old frock and this... She turns around and lifts her dress up, and she doesn't have, she's naked, and she spreads her cheeks apart, and you see something like her butthole, and it's coming out, and it's a condom filled with cocaine.
Wow.
That she pulls out of her butt, swings over her head, bites into it, and puts all over the audience. That was Our Lady of Saliva.
Now, Lady Red, I thought you originated that number.
It was everything. It's so bad. It was so awesome, though, and just so many queens turned just crazy shit out there.
And so you started to feel like, what?
Yeah.
I think I want to do this too.
Oh, absolutely. And I knew that I would be offbeat and weird. I knew I wouldn't just be your typical pretty show queen.
Right.
And I was just really excited to jump in and give my drag a voice.
And so what was the first gig? Now, I heard that some of your early drag names were questionable, that you were going to be Chlamydia Burns.
Oh, I thought Chlamydia Burns would have been
Miss
everything.
Chlamydia Burns.
Yes, she was gonna be always redhead. Oh, I thought that would have been so cool. But honestly, I can't spell chlamydia without autocorrect.
Right.
So I was like, I can't do that.
Can't do
you
it.
know?
It's gonna be too difficult. Do you have any others that you remember that were your possible names?
That was really between those two. It was Chlamydia Burns and then Dusty Ray Bottoms.
And tell the story of how your name that you kept came about.
Yeah, you know how everyone will just, like, all the gays joke around and be like, you bottom, you're a big old bottom.
Totally.
Well, I had this one coworker who would always, my name is Dustin Rayburn.
Right.
So Dusty Ray was wait, did I say my nickname was Dustin Rayburn? My name is Dustin Rayburn.
Your name is Dustin Rayburn.
Yeah, thank you, I'll get
People
it right.
called you Dusty Ray.
Yeah, and then this one would make the joke, and he would say Dusty Ray Bottoms.
Hey,
like,
Dusty Ray Bottoms.
Yeah, all the time. So I was like,
you're like, I got it.
you got me. You're right.
So then that's when drag started to take over your life.
Yeah.
You found new meaning in that.
I did Paige Turner's So You Think You Can Drag. It's,
Oh, right.
at the time, the largest New York
that was
competition.
big.
Really big. And I got in the top two. It was me and Alexis Michelle. And she ended up winning.
That bitch.
And yeah, just literally that finale night, I feel like really sparked my career in New York City. I did this really awesome number called Peach Plum Pear by Joanna Newsom.
Okay.
And look it up if you haven't seen it. It's probably one of my favorite things I've ever have created. It told my journey of drag through the competition because it's a 10-week-long competition.
Interesting.
And I had people come out dressed as me, and we're all wearing the same mask, and it's like,
wow.
just tells the journey of drag, and it's very beautiful. And so just from that, I've had all these opportunities. That's how I got my shows in Manhattan and other projects. Yeah.
You know, Peach Plum Pear.
Peach Plum Pear.
You know, Lady Red's first number was a number called Donut, Fried Chicken, Popcorn.
Yes.
Am I right, Lady Red? Didn't you
no.
do that number?
My first number was chicken.
You're right about that.
That was it.
Now, kids, make sure you are joining us on the Hey Qween TV Patreon, where you can get exclusive clips of stuff we can't show with Dusty in the regular shows. You never know what that's going to be. Some of the juiciest stuff is on Patreon, and questions from Reddit, and all the rest, plus the Hot Tea Podcast. So go on over to patreon.com/HeyQueenTV and join, motherfucker! Right, Lady Red? Right! Right!
Hello, children. To see part 3 of this interview, click here. To see more Hey Qween fabulousness, click here. And don't forget to subscribe, bitch! Hey! Hey! Hey!